Members of one of the migrant caravans did make it to Tijuana, Mexico, just miles from the U.S. border. So why isn't the president talking about it anymore? CNN senior political analyst John Avalon joins us with a reality check. John.
Hey, John. Okay, so I'm so old, and you are too, that I remember just over a week ago when America was being warned about a migrant caravan that was invading the USA. The president was calling it a crisis, threatening to end birthright citizenship by executive order and deploying soldiers to the southern border, all to bolster his campaign closing message. All the while, the so-called migrant caravan of Central American asylum seekers was hundreds of miles away from the USA. The threat has apparently evaporated with the passing of Election Day.
That caravan was, in President Obama's terms, 1,000 miles away, and they were walking. How did they get to Tijuana?
The caravan is very real. It's a movement of people, thousands of people. Around 5,000 have already arrived to Tijuana in the border with San Diego, Tucker, but it's not a national emergency, or it's not, and it's not a threat to the national security of the United States. Most of the people that are part of this caravan are just pushing strollers through Mexico. Their families, women, babies, that are just trying to get to the U.S., to the border, to legally request asylum, something that President Trump is making much harder.
Before we get to the subjective part, I mean, I'm an American. I'll decide whether it's a threat or not, if that's okay. I just want to get to the practical part of this. So we were told by anchors across the spectrum on television that the caravan was 1,000 miles away. They were walking. It was going to be weeks before they got to our border. I wake up this morning, and there they are. How'd that happen? Did they run, or did someone pay buses to take them up here? And you didn't tell us that part.
It took them almost a month or over a month to get from Honduras to the U.S.-Mexico border. Not all of them have arrived. Some of them are still trying to get to this point, Tucker, and yeah, some of them were able to catch a ride and get on a bus, on trailers, on the back of buses carrying chickens and pigs. That's how they crossed and made their way through Mexico.
Wait, hold on. No, that's not quite right.
Some of them are still walking and trying to reach the border.
Wait, hold on. So you're saying that nobody chartered any buses to bring them up here? Because I think we have video showing chartered buses bringing them up here, and you're the reporter on the scene.
I haven't seen anyone.
You don't think there were any chartered buses whatsoever?
I haven't seen anyone chartering buses to bring them to the border. I've seen Mexican authorities, for example, here in Tijuana, providing transportation from this point at the border to
a more
humanitarian setting, just very close from here, where 800 people are spending the night. So they're being transported in buses from here to there, but not from Oaxaca to the border.
Okay. I don't think that's quite right. You might want to check your facts on that, because it would be physically impossible for the group to move as a group on the back of chicken trucks, especially with the strollers you claim are there, when in fact the eyewitness accounts we have suggest it's overwhelmingly young, unattached men. But you're saying it's majority women and their babies in strollers? Is that what you're saying?
I'm happy to share the footage with Fox News, the footage from our correspondent Pedro Ultreras, who traveled with them in the back of a bus that usually carries chickens. That's how they got to Sinaloa, to Jalisco. Others catch rides in trailers, in the back of pickup trucks. So that's a fact, and we have proof of that, and I'm happy to share it with you.
I guess what I'm saying is what you're engaging in is propaganda designed to convince people of something that's not true. So I think we both know that the majority of people, including the people we just saw on the tape, moving from Honduras and Guatemala are men, young men, without their wives and children, right? Or are you not going to admit that?
I don't think anyone was questioning the existence of the caravan. What they were questioning is the label of
composition.
being a national threat, some sort of emergency that needed
let's
the
get the
deployment
facts,
of,
and then-
of almost
hold on.
6,000 troops
I
to the
just wanna
border,
get the-
which
hold
we
on, I
have
just
now.
want- no, but
What's
it's
next?
very hard.
Would we accept
Hold on, it's
6,000
very
troops
hard.
in Chicago or in Manhattan? I mean,
Okay, no, but hold on. It's very hard to make rational decisions about how to respond to something if you don't know what it is, because everyone on TV is lying to you.
De Honduras, buscando el destino a trabajar a Estados Unidos.
Woman, I'm gonna start your day.